Let me share the screen. So we will log into the Jenkins server. Okay. So yesterday we have seen about the project, like how to handle a Java project with Maven. So in the real-time scenario, you may get a chance to work on any kind of a project. So as we told yesterday, so we need to know about the SCM one and next to the build steps. So if you know these steps, we can build any kind of a project. It may be a .NET anything. So in the build step also, we need to know the build tools. Okay, for example, Java have anti-Maven Gradle. So currently we are using the Maven commands. So if you are using another programming language, so the developer will share the build steps for you. Okay, so that thing we need to remember it. So in this way, we can do any kind of a project. Okay, so first thing is how to build the project, we should know it. So yesterday we have seen this example. So we have configuring it. We have taken the source code management. So in the build step, we have clean, install, and compile. And also we have seen the examples like how to use the parameterized. So if you want to get any input from the end user, like the person who is running the job, so he want to give some input for the job. So what we need to do, then in that case, we will use the project is parameterized. So not only this option, choice options, string options, multiple options are there. Okay, so if you want to go with the string options, okay, so default value, what you want to put it. So you can put here. We can override this value every time. If you know no value is passed out, so this default value will be taken. So if you want to capture that value, so what we need to do? Echo. Okay. So if you want to remove this also, we can remove it. Just we can apply it. Click on build with parameters. So server default value will be like this, the string value. So if you want to override the value, we can override the values, enter values. Okay. So test.com. Okay. So what is your hostname details? So testing.com, like that. Okay. So what are the hard code values you want to pass it, or if you want to go with the drop down or string parameter, password parameter, all these things we can pass as an input to the job. Like we can hard code the details. So instead of hard coding every time in the job, so what we can do, so we can use a build with parameters. So this build with parameters will help us to do whatever the activity you want to require any input from the end user, then we will go with build with parameters. Okay. So not only this one, like string parameters, anything we can go it. We can go to the configure job. It will be supported multiple things. If you want to upload any file parameters. So if you want to upload password, okay. So name, password, you can type it. What are the values we are entering? It will be the encrypted format will be coming. Okay. So apply, save. Okay, build with parameters. Okay. So you can see here, if you're typing anything, so you can have a like this. Okay. So if you are doing anything, it will be the encrypted format. Okay. So like that, it will be having a number of things. If you want to have a file, so we can choose a file like that. Okay. So like that, we can do it. Okay. So build with parameters will help us to the end user to give some input over the job which are required. Okay. So next thing is, so next option, we can go with the same thing. So we can go to the configure option. So here, if the same job want to execute through programmatically, So if you want to have a dependency jobs, like, so one job has to be execute other job. Suppose one job is a build job. One job is a deploy job. One job is an infra job. So there will be in the real-time scenario, there will be multiple jobs are there. So one is infra related job. So one is build job. Another one is deploy job. So you want to execute the deploy job. So after the successful run of the build job only. So if you want to run the build job, so once the infra is created, then only I want to run the build job. So if you want to keep the dependency of the jobs, so we can keep the dependency of the jobs after running the one job only. That too, the job is success. For example, if you want to run this job, only if the job is success. Okay, so if you want to run the build job, so if the infra job is success. Okay, so like that we can run it. We can set that dependency jobs, we can set it here. So here we have required multiple jobs required here. So what we will give, so and new item, second job. Okay, so in the real-time scenario, what happens? Already the job configuration side, everything is there. So any new requirement comes into the picture, they will tell that you can take the reference of the job. So we can ask it either this type of a job is implemented previously or not. So if they tell that, so already this kind of configuration is there. Only we need to change the few configurations related to this project. So what we can do, so instead of doing the entire configurations, so we can go with the copy from option. So this copy from option, what we'll do, so if you type the letter, the respective jobs will come. So you can take the copy of from the job, like what are the configurations are available in the job. So we can take the entire configurations from the job. Like this. Okay. So if you go from the Java project, you can see everything is there. Okay. So here we don't want to the project is parameterized. So we can apply, save it. Okay. Same thing if you want to go for the Java project, this is second job. Configure. So if you want to remove the build with parameters, just uncheck this one. Apply, save. So now in my, I have 3 jobs are there. Okay. So consider this is a renaming. So this one I'm renaming to the, this is something like infra job. Okay. So this is one thing like a rename to the build job. Okay. So finally we have one more job is there. So this job I am also going to renaming it. Okay. So deploy job. So now these 3 jobs are dependency jobs. So I don't want to trigger individually. Okay. So what I can do, so I want to do dependency jobs. Like once the infra job is built successfully, then only I want to build a job. So if you want to run the deploy job, the build job is success, then only I want to do it. So which job you want to make a dependency, we need to go to that job. So deploy job will be dependence upon the build job. We need to go to the deploy job. So click on the configure option. Okay. So build triggers when the build has to be triggered. Okay. So here build after other projects are built are there. So if you check this one, so this job has to be built after the successful job of other job. Okay. So what I want to do it. So this is a deploy job. So I want to depend upon the build job. Okay. Space will come. Right. That's it. Apply, save it. Okay. You can see now deploy job is dependence upon the build job. If the build job is success, then only I can deploy the deploy job. Same thing, I want to go with the build job. So build job also I want to run based upon the infra job is success. So go to the build triggers and build other projects are built out. Okay. So when you want to trigger the build, so when is infra job is success. Like this. Okay. So here multiple options are there. So if it is a stable, still you want to trigger this build job. So even if the build fails also, if you want to trigger it, even it is aborted, when somebody is aborted in the middle. So if you want to do it, so we can do it. Okay. So stable, unstable, build fails, and about it. Okay. So now we are selecting the option is called stable. So if you want to go with the stable means, so if the build is success, then only you want to trigger the job. Okay. So if you want to make it as unstable means even if the build is unstable, you want to trigger it. So based upon the below options, so we can trigger this job. So it depends upon the infra job. So infra job is success. Success is nothing but stable. Then only I want to trigger it. Just click on apply and save. So now we will go to the dashboard. So now 3 jobs, you can see the last success is 16. So this is 7th one. This is not at all run. So now if I run the infra job first, so if the infra job is success, automatically build job has to be triggered. Once the build job is triggered, I can do the deploy job. Okay. Now I have to get the build sheet. Okay, you can see that. So let us refresh the page and see what happens. Okay, so you can see the 8th job has been triggered. First job is automatically triggered and build job also 16th is there previously. Now 17th job is triggered. So deploy job, if we haven't triggered single time also, you can see the, okay. So the build job is triggered. So once the success is done, then deploy job is running. So if you want to keep a dependencies to one mother job, so if you want to show one by one, so we can open the link in all the new tabs. Okay. So first is infra job, build job and deploy job. So infra job, we have 8th build is there. So build job, we have 17th. And deploy job, we have only one. So now I'm clicking on the infra job only build now. So I can check the build job. So 17th is there, 18th it has started automatically. So once 18th is done, so second build will started automatically. See. Okay. So like that. Okay. Able to understand, guys? So how the dependency jobs will be running. Okay, so now we have seen the 3 jobs. 3 jobs has the dependency job. Once the infra job is run, so what are the configurations we are making? So once the infra job is running, so once it is success only, then the build job has been triggered. So if you refresh it, it will build as a success. Now if you see come and refresh, second job also running. So same thing, build job is triggered successfully, then automatically the deploy job has been triggered. Okay, so like that, you can keep n number of dependencies, you can keep it like this. Okay, infra jobs, build jobs, deploy jobs, something SSS, file copy, anything. So what are the work you want to do it? Okay. What are the work we are doing it? Just we will make the entire flow in automation way. Okay. So no need to run the build jobs, deployment jobs, any jobs. So if it is working fine, first we will test the individual job. So if it is working, we can make it as an entire flow here. Okay. This is the way we can do it. So if you want to run only the build job, we can run the build job. If you want to run the deployment job, so we can run the deployment job. If you have the infra job, so we can run the infra job. Okay, like that. Okay, so like that. So now this is the one way. This is called as like a upstream and downstream projects. So if you see the deployment job, so if you are adding anything like upstream and downstream projects will be there. So whatever the job, it will be dependencies. Build job is depend upon the infra job. So that will become upstream and this will become dependence to other job that will become as a downstream. Okay. Okay, so these are the details. Upstream and downstream projects, if somebody asks you an interview question, so you need to tell that. So if the project is dependent upon the previous job, means we have a dependent to other job, that will become upstream. So current job is dependent to other job, so then it will be downstream projects. Okay, so this job is dependent to deploy job. So this is a downstream project to the deploy job, like that. Okay, so these are called the dependency jobs. Dependence on one another, we can do it. Okay, so same thing if you want to do the remote jobs. Suppose through programmatically you want to do it. So just we have the URL, we don't have the UI access and everything is there. But programmatically, if you want to hit the request, if you want to get the response from it, so just okay. So if you want to trigger remotely, so there is option called trigger build remotely, and means so the from scripts or from the coding or from the developers who don't want to use the CI based one, means UI based one, they don't want to go it. So they want to go with the programmatically. So they want to access the URL with token, means we want to give token to them so that they don't want. Okay, so we can do the testing like this. Any token we can give it. So this is the, if you want to trigger the job remotely, so we need to hit from the programmatically like this. Jenkins URL, job, build token. Okay, so the token name which we are passing it, testing. Okay, so Jenkins URL is, we can get the Jenkins URL from here, job, build job. You can take this entire URL here and copy. Okay, http:/job build token. So if you are this URL, you are hitting from the script or from the URL from anywhere you hit it, so this job has to be triggered. Okay, so now we have triggered with testing, apply and save. Okay, so now current build is 18. So if you want to trigger this build from remotely or programmatically, what we have, just we have to click on the testing. So if you see the testing, so you can see then the build has started. So if you are want to do through programmatically or through scripts, if you want to do it, so we need to go and give the token names. So if the token name it is matching with that particular job, so in the real-time scenario, they will not give the simple words, they will give some encrypted words. So they can hit the request from the browser or through from script, they can do it. Okay, so that can be done by using the remote jobs. Trigger builds remotely. Okay, so these are the options we can see it. Now, if you want to work with like a custom plugins, okay, so the default plugins, it comes with system information. Okay, so default plugins are available in default plugins. So when you are installation anything, so if you go to the manage Jenkins, so you can go to the manage Jenkins dashboard. So manage Jenkins. So here you can see the manage plugin section. You can see pipeline Groovy. This was updated recently now. So this update is available under the update section. Okay, so what we can do? So what are the available plugins? So these are the available plugins currently. So these are the plugins which are available. Means if you want to install it, you can get it from them. So you can see the install plugins. So install plugins, we can get it. So where all the plugins which already there in our current Jenkins server. Okay, so these are the plugins already available in our Jenkins server. So now I want to do with available plugins. Okay, so available plugins. So available plugins is nothing but, suppose if you want to apply any roles concept, roles is nothing but, what is meant by roles? Roles is nothing but restrictions to employees or team or project wise. Okay, for example, I'm working on the Java based project. Only Java related jobs or my related jobs I need to see. So if the person is working on the testing related jobs, So testing person has to see the testing jobs. Same thing, miscellaneous user, other projects, other members are there. So they want to see only their projects jobs only. So no need to give the admin level permissions to the employee who is joining our project. So no need to give the admin section, no need to give the manager, it's everything. So no need to give the permissions to anybody. Okay, so here manage Jenkins, the current user is admin. So he is able to view all the jobs. Okay, so infra jobs, build jobs, deploy jobs. So these are all the persons development can see, developer can see. Okay, DevOps person can see. But if it is another person from the other project, we don't have to give this access or this view of the job. But because so he can also, if somebody did all the configurations, so if we click on the delete project, what will happen? Our project will be deleted. So the person who is from unknown project, so he will come and he may delete the project. Okay, so what will we do? So we can't do anything because we have to put some restrictions to the employee level or the person who is in the team. Okay. Person who is assigned to other project also, if you're giving the admin level access means he can view all the projects means, so he can delete the projects, he can update the projects, he can do any activity. So in that cases, what we can do, so we can have the restrictions to the employees, the persons who are working, the teammates in the project. Okay. So what we can do, so we can go to the manage Jenkins. So here we can see one more option called here manage users are there. So we need to see the manage roles concept will be there. So go to the plugins, available plugins, role you type it. Okay. So when you type the role, so if you don't know how to use this plugin, just click in the plug link, open tab. So these are the options we need to perform in it. Okay. Okay. So just we need to give the what. Okay. So let me see role install without restart. Okay, so there is an option called restart is there. If you don't want to restart, also fine. So it's success. We can go to the manage Jenkins. So here we can see the roles concept. But if you want to see the roles concept, we need to go to the configure global security. Okay, so here previously this option will not be there. So role based strategy, we need to select it and authorization section. Apply, save. Okay, now we can see manage and assign roles. So if you want to remove this, so can go to the configure global security. So role-based strategy, anyone can do anything, you can select it. So if you do this activity, what will happen? Go to the managing. Okay, so configure global security, we need to go with and select the role-based strategy. Click on save. Okay, so now you can see manage and assign roles. So here we can manage the roles. So we can assign the roles. First, we can create the roles. What type of roles you want to create it? So we can create the roles and we can assign the roles to the users. Okay, so currently we don't have any users here. So what we need to do? So we need to go to the user section in order to create new users. Okay, so create user. So something like a Java user. Password also I'm creating Java user. Create a user. Okay, so create one more user. Test user. Okay. gmail.com. Okay. So now another miscellaneous user will create it. We have created successfully 3 users. So 3 users is like Java user, test user, and miscellaneous user. Okay. So now what we need to do? So we can go to the dashboard. Okay. So we can go to the manage Jenkins. Go to the manage and assign roles here. So here manage roles. So here only we have the admin role is there. So the person who is admin working, so that have the global role admin role. So what I can do, I can add one more role called employee. Okay. So what type of permissions you want to give the entire employee who is joining your this project or this entire Jenkins access. Okay. So overall, I want to give the read access and the view access. Okay, so job related also, if you want to give it, we can give it, but here we can give the view access. So credentials wise, we don't want to give the administration access. So separate role, we are giving the employee role, we are giving the overall read access and the run view access we are giving it. Okay, so now this is overall employee level role. So this is now project level role. So Java developer means, so we can create one Java developer role. So whenever job starts with java.star. Okay, so what we can do, we can give all permissions to the Java developer. Okay, so now in the same way, we can add Java developer. In case of Java developer, we can also go with other thing, testers. Okay, so here we have to give one pattern. Same thing, we can add it. Same thing if you want to the miscellaneous users, we can take the miscellaneous users. So it is something like hello, something is there. We can add it. Okay, so now now roles creation is done. Just we have created one employee role. So whether these users, what are the users we have created? So first thing is what type of overall login access? Admin or employee role. After that, we have a sub roles is that whether this user belongs to Java user or testing user. So like that, we can assign the roles here. So now we can apply and save it. Now we can go to the assign the roles. Okay, user should be added, Java user. Control C, add. Same thing, test user, add. Miscellaneous user. We can do the add. Okay. So now Java user, he want to give the admin privileges. No, we don't want to give it. So we want to give the employee role for him. Same thing, item roles. We want to give it Java user, test user, and miscellaneous user. So what type of roles you want to give for the Java user? So I want to give Java development. He can belongs to the multiple roles, miscellaneous or tester. Okay, so test user, I want to give testing, miscellaneous is miscellaneous. Okay, so we can apply and we can add it. Okay, so now the roles creation is done. So now what we need to do? So we can create multiple jobs here. Java job build, create a new item. Okay, so here two Java jobs are there. So next thing is I want to create a test build. Copy from this job only. Just for testing purpose, we are creating the multiple jobs here. So new item. Dashboard and go to the click and new item. So okay, so now we have created a multiple jobs in this project. So the admin can view all the jobs. So the admin can have the manage Jenkins option. So you can go to the manage Jenkins and you can see the roles, assign the roles, what we have done. So in the manage roles, employee role, overall read permissions and view permissions we have given, and Java developer, Java hello test, like that we have set it. So next thing is we have used the roles, assigning the roles. Java miscellaneous test users. Here Java, anybody which one you want to see. So what we can do now? Now I'm logging out. So I'm logging with Java user. Click on sign in. Which one I have created? Java user only, right? Okay. Now I have logged in with Java user. So see, now I am logging with Java user. So I don't see the manage Jenkins option. I can see only the Java related jobs. I don't see the test jobs, but admin can see the all related jobs. Now I can see created the roles and I can assign the roles. I have created the employees, but I want to restrict the employees to put some restriction to the users or the employees or the project related things we want to do it. Okay, so what we did, so now I have logged in with Java user, so I can see only the Java related jobs. So I can don't see the admin option. I can see what are the job related options are there. Entire thing we have given for Java persons. So you can't see the testing jobs and other jobs you can't see. So if you log out here, so if you log in as a test user, you can see only testing related jobs. Okay, you don't have you don't want to edit or anything related to the Java jobs because it belongs to the testing team. You can see only the testing related jobs only. Okay, so now we have created a role and assigned the role to the test user that only testing job should see. Okay, same thing we can log out with the other miscellaneous users. So this is, it doesn't belongs to our project. Okay, now you can see only hello jobs is going to see like that. Okay, so now we can log out the screen and we can check admin. If we log in and log in with admin, admin can see all related jobs. Okay, so now you can go to the manage Jenkins, manage and assign roles. So if you want to assign two roles to the Java developer, so Java developer, I want to assign both testing jobs also. He can see both Java jobs and testing jobs. Okay, so apply and save. So next, okay, so now I log out Java user. Okay, so now Java user can see both testing. So based upon the options which we are providing for the individual user level, role level, if you are applying it, so you can add the new user, we can add the Java role. New user, if it is Java development team, so that user we can add it, and then the employee. So manage Jenkins, we can add that user to the role and we can add that user to the which team he belongs to, Java, testing or miscellaneous, just assign the user to the particular role. Okay, so whenever new team member this comes, so we can do it. Okay, like that. Okay, admin. So this is the admin user, he can see all the jobs. So you can restrict the jobs admin level or anything. So that you can done by assigning the roles. Okay, so like this. So overall employee role, if you want to do any changes, if you want to do any changes, okay. So admin level also, if you want to do the changes, what we can do? So we can have the manage roles. So employee, if you want to have the job related things, if you want to give the permissions to delete option, create option, everything if you want to give it. So particular thing, we can have it. So Java developer, you don't want to option to delete option, we are not restricting it. Okay, so if you want to restrict from the job level also, we can have the restrictions. So delete option, if you want to delete it for all the users, so we can delete the option. Okay, delete should not be visible for the all the users. Okay, so apply, save it. Logout, Java user. Okay, now you can see we don't see delete option for this user because we have restricted this user that we should restrict the permissions to anybody should not delete the job. Okay, so like that, if you want to set up any kind of options for the end user, so we can do it by assigning the roles. Okay, so the manage Jenkins here, Java user don't see any options. So if you want to perform any activity, so we need to do with admin level. Okay, so like this. Okay, so this one. Okay, so run options also if you want to delete it. Okay, so view access also if you want to delete it, everything we can delete. We can restrict in the roles option. Okay, so that is the thing we can do it with the roles. Okay, so if you want to configure anything like a entire Jenkins related system things, so then we can go with the configure system. Okay, so if you want to display some content to the when you log into the system message you want to do. So welcome to our project. So this message, if you want to display when you log into the Jenkins, you can put any message like a hard-coded value if you want to, whenever you are redirecting from one page to another page. In the Jenkins page, if you are saying, so in the main page, if you want to display something, information, so what we need to do, system related this, all the configurations we can do at the system level. So if you want to apply any HTMLs or any tags for this one, so here preview text is there. So plain text is there. So we can change to the plain text to the HTML. Okay. So for that one, we need to go to the manage systems, configure global security. So markup format is there. So it is a plain text is there. Now we can change to the HTML so that we can apply the HTML tags. Apply and save it. Okay. So now go to the configure system. We can apply the headings, HTML styles we can apply. Heading 4 we can apply. Apply save. Okay. So now we can go to the dashboard. We can see the font. Okay, so if you want to apply any styles, colors here, so we can also apply the colors to here. Just to go to the configure system. Just we can go with the paragraph style. Color red. Okay, so end of style we can apply. Apply, save it. Now we can see. Okay, so fonts, headings, everything if you want to do it. So everything we can do it with the configure system. Just if you want, it's a basic things like the system related configurations. So if you want to do it, so we can do it here. Okay, so got it, guys? So we have some more important topics are there. So master and slave concept. Okay, so pipeline jobs. Okay, artifact tools. Multi-branch. Okay, so in the interview question, they will ask most about the master and slaves and pipeline jobs. What is meant by pipeline jobs? So they will ask about the most of the important questions. Without pipeline jobs, there is nothing in there. Okay, so we can do with CLI, how to work with CLIs. Okay, so these are the things we are pending with. So we'll go one by one and we'll discuss and we'll close it. Okay, so this is the end of for today's class, guys. Any doubts, any questions? Any doubts, guys?
No, sir.
Okay, chalo. Bye, guys. Thanks.